Welcome back to part 4 of The Darkest Files. We are on part 2 where we're trying to figure out what happened to Anna. It seems that she was accused of looting and that led to her being executed via guillotine. But we got a lot of information from her friend Heidi that maybe she was falsely accused of stealing a suitcase. Not 100% sure. Okay. So we're starting a new day. Oh, we're ending a day. Haha. We're gonna... I don't know why I didn't end before I say it. I like how we put bars up in front of the windows so people are not breaking the glass again. Oh, they spray paint Trader on the wall. Alright. Today's the suitcase, June 5th, 1957. Okay, let's get going.
Not at a desk. She didn't say that she wouldn't be in today. Huh. Maybe she's just on
That is weird, though. I don't think we've ever not seen Paula at her desk. I'm gonna ask around. I know I'm nosy.
Well, hello. What can I do for you?
Have you seen Paula?
Were you ever sent any death threats?
Taking out the big guns. I see. I'm proud to say that, yes, quite a few.
And how do you deal with them?
It might sound a little weird, but I collect them. They're my war trophies, in a way.
I just got one this morning.
I had no idea. Congratulations.
What?
Look at it as a badge of honor. A proof your work is appreciated, or unappreciated, but by the sort of people that make it a good thing.
Are these letters common?
Not in most cases. Didn't get a single one back in Hamburg. But here, I can't remember a week without at least one.
You're proud of being threatened?
Of course I am. Just think. All those people out there, pretending nothing happened. Our work gets them furious enough to send literal death threats. If that doesn't prove we're doing something right, I don't know what does.
You might have a point there.
If you don't have any enemies, you've never stood up for anything in your life. Churchill might have paraphrased him a little.
Right. Thank you. I think that's all for now.
Don't be a stranger.
Yeah, I don't check in on my colleagues enough. I don't know where Paula would have gone. Hopefully she's...
Oh, there's new files in my inbox. Paula must have been in earlier.
Alright, let's get cracking. Got an answer regarding the officers. My brother-in-law used to work in the Brunswick Forest, leaving you his letter. I'll let you know when the second witness arrives, will you? Because you're not even here. Okay, so this is the evidence form that you asked me to retrieve. It contains various information regarding the supposedly stolen suitcase. So during the arrest of Anna Kaismierek, the senior watchmaster recovered the following items. A leather suitcase, brown. The lining is striped blue. It was worn condition. Estimated worth 3 Reichsmark. There's clothing, so a woman's blouse, 2 women's blouses, 1 black, 1 white, and a scarf. Clothing matches the description of stolen goods. Estimated value 2 mark. Letters and documents. There was a school transcript. It was crumbled, burned, and the grocery list. No estimated worth. And then the personal items. There was a postcard of a circus, a group photograph, and cutlery worth 1 Reich mark. Overall estimated worth is 6. The items are being held as evidence until after a court hearing, after which they can be returned to the victim or victims. So it's only worth 6 marks. It's not like it was anything expensive. We managed to reach out to Mrs. Hassal. She's more than eager to share her many, many notes with us. It was difficult to get her to stop talking about them. I want to read the transcript because I can't read cursive. The Siegel girl came home drunk, woke me up. I'll give her hell in the morning. Okay, so October 20th, 1944, that soldier boy is up taking up the phone. Why is he always here? 12:31, they came for that girl. Finally, I never trusted her. Turns out she's a good-for-nothing thief, a looter. The kind officer said there's a difference, showed me the suitcase she took, offered him a cigarette in return, which he gladly accepted. Said his colleague is a religious non-smoker, constantly bugging him about the health effects and what nonsense. I hope to take the horn next. Now, who are they referring to? The kind officer. That's interesting. We're going to flag that, because that may or may not be important. Oh, she has more notes. Wait, might want to flag that. Rudolph found my mother's rosary under the bed. What a relief. I bet it was that girl with the curly hair. Must have brought it back. She must have felt guilty. 2317. The Becker girl's on the phone. She sounds upset. Okay, then October 19th, 1944. The correlate's clogged. Must be that Mirror kid from upstairs. Saw her sneaking around. Why did she stick around when good people at Ute dies and fires? The dog's barking again. Okay, 1708. The little soldier boy is back. He's friends with that woman. Sometimes I hear them through the walls. Disgusting. What does she mean by that? The little soldier boy. I'm not sure what they mean, that soldier boy. I don't know. We definitely have more questions for her. Okay. There was indeed a Rikerman with a high rank who was involved with our Wolfgang. I managed to retrieve one of the copies of the outgoing letters that seems useful. So Wolfgang, this letter is addressed to Wolfgang from Kikerman. It'd be a waste of time to ask what you were thinking, as I find it exceedingly clear that you weren't thinking at all. I'll plan, if the cruel childish fantasy concedes what you qualify as a plan, I sincerely hope your current station remains the peak of your military career. God knows the damage an imbecile in command can do. What did you really think would happen? Therefore, I ask it. Do you really think yourself her savior, her hero? Contrary to your naive hopes, there's nothing I can do. The girl's case is out of my hands. You picked the worst time to pull your stunt, the exact moment we need to show strength. Don't fool yourself. Innocent or not, shall be made an example of. There'll be no clemency. The best I can do is remove you as far as possible from this mess before anyone asks about the witnesses and their possible involvement. P.S. The girl will die, and it will be because of you. No one will remember it, so there's at least a lesson here. So the uncle says that you thought you'd be her savior, her hero? What does that mean? What did you have to do with it? Okay. Seems like my old contacts at the police proved to be rather helpful. This is what we received from them. So from Paula, from her brother, Ralph Fisher. Paula, it's been simply too long since we've heard from you. Make no mistake, you have to tell me all about this new job of yours. As for your question, I do remember some of it. Mostly the chaos. Work was pandemonium for weeks after the bombing. No sooner did the fires die than all the Brunswick decided they needed the police's help. Yes, we did have a Klaus Nowak and an Otto Wagner working here. The first retired a few years back, but Wagner still works at the district office. From what I've heard, they were known to be quite the bullies when it came to confessions. That's Kazimierz case. One of them must have beaten the girl up so bad he injured his wrist. I checked the albums and found a photo with them, one from the old boys pub a few days after the bombing. Nowak's in the center, and Wagner's the one on the far left, mostly cut off. Okay. Now, Otto's the younger looking one who looks more friendly. So when we had Heidi's testimony, she said there was a tall twig who was clumsy and hunched over. So that's obviously Otto. And then there was a rounder, but not fat, young, one with mustache and who was drunk. So that's Klaus. That's going to be important. Now we have a list of calls. We have male caller, reported incident of theft following the bombing, named suspect apprehended, confessed to the crime. Disturbance, female caller, reported an abortion, caller is known to make false accusations, call dismissed. Female caller, reported instance of missing items, officer dispatched, no suspect can be found. Male caller, verbal argument escalated into physical altercation, dispatching officers intervened, arrested all involved, and then this one is our girl. By email caller, reported incident of looting witnessed at bombed residential area. Suspect found and apprehended. So they definitely had a log of when they picked her up. So Soviets test dirty nuclear bomb in Central Asia. The Soviet Union detonated its 11th nuclear device in 8 months yesterday, a particularly dangerous dirty bomb wrapped in uranium-238. Japanese scientists at I'm going to definitely mispronounce this, at Shizuoka University, suggests that this design creates hazardous, long-lasting radiation. The test conducted in Central Asia marks the 5th Soviet nuclear explosion in 2 weeks. Western observers view this display as Moscow's final show of force before expected new disarmament talks. Hessen's State Attorney General Fritz Bauer announces new investigations into indictments from the war period. Bauer, who spent the critical years of 1933 to 1949 abroad in Denmark and Sweden, has drawn attention for his unconventional approach to legal matters from Germany's recent past. His office's latest investigation has sparked debate amongst legal experts, with some questioning whether reopening such cases serves the nation's long forward-looking reconstruction efforts. We should call the parents. We haven't called them for...
The line is busy. Who do I want to call?
Your parents' line is busy?
The line is busy.
Good. You're finally here.
Hello. Where's Paula?
Do you know where Paula is?
What? No. And it doesn't matter. Listen, I think I found something. Come to my office.
What? But...
He gets on my nerves.
Seriously?
Yeah, we'll get there.
All right.
I still want to look at this because I still feel like I'm missing something. Because now we have a picture, so we have a little bit more to go off of that we didn't have before. But something about it being Wolfgang's fault. It's like, how is it your fault? Alright. Let me look at the cat.
Oh, hello, Malena. Oh, I'm glad you are so cooperative.
Okay. It better be related to my case.
So, what is it?
Do you remember the incident I told you about last time?
Yes.
The man with the hat? A guard threw it and shot him when he picked it up?
That's the one. Elisha Kalka. Now, take a look at this. Well, anything catching your attention, Cuts?
Should it? Okay, so it says regarding shootings of prisoners on the run. This part lets me highlight it.
One of the dead listed here as Kalka.
And the manner of his death?
Shot on the run.
In writing, proof this guard, Noska, finally I have his name, that he lied in his report. But that's not even the best part. Sorry. Worst part.
For the shooting of the above-mentioned prisoners on the run, the camp command has asked for the investigation proceedings to be dropped and the bodies to be released for cremation, as the guards had not acted unlawfully. After examining the facts of the case, the court comes to the conclusion that this should be authorized as the guards acted lawfully.
What do you mean by finally having Noska's name? Were you looking for it?
Remember the testimony you brought me?
The one you lost in the archives? Yes, I do.
Right. Yes, that one. Thank you for bringing that up. It didn't give a name for the guard who shot Kalka. Noska was really stingy about the prisoners knowing his name. Maybe he suspected they might get a chance to recognize him one day.
Okay. But what's the point, though? What do you want me to confirm?
At the bottom, who signed this? Stamm?
Von Stamm, exactly. Kurt von Stamm, judge at the SS and police court in Breslau in the years 1939 to 1943, NSDAP member since 1933. March 33, naturally. one of the March Violets who joined up after they won the election. His signature here is supposed to confirm the veracity of this report. He confirmed, in the name of the German justice system, that Kalka was shot on the run.
Except we know he wasn't.
So,
Either he's guilty of negligence, potentially criminal.
or he's complicit.
Where is he now?
Where is he now? Still alive?
Alive and thriving. During the denazification after the war, the Americans rated him as unfit to be a judge again. But somehow, he managed to lower that rating and got himself a cozy position in Lübeck, looking to retire with a substantial pension within 2 years.
It's a bit early to make assumptions about his involvement.
Of course it is, but, I mean, he signed this. I refuse to believe anyone could be stupid enough to do so blindly. Oh, for... what is it?
And good morning to you, Mr. Peters. How nice to hear your voice.
What do you want, Paula?
I'm looking for Miss Katz. Have you seen her?
I'm here, Paula.
Oh, good.
No, don't mind me, please. It's just my office.
Your witness has arrived.
I'll be right there.
Miss Katz. Mr. Peters.
Just go.
I'll come back. I have to deal with this, but I actually need to ask you for some more documents. Where were you?
Miss Katz, I'm sorry for all the confusion today. Christoph forgot his files and needed a last-minute delivery. I swear that this man survived till today is a miracle.
What did you think of Otto Wagner, Paula?
I couldn't get a read on him. Quite awkward. Not very typical for police, I would say.
Does he seem trustworthy?
I honestly don't know. He seems meek, nice. But I've seen a lot of nice men.
Right.
I understand.
Okay. Alright, well, let's see what he's about.
Mr. Wagner. Thank you for coming.
Just doing my part, Madam Prosecutor.
I wanted to talk to you about the case of Anna Kazmirek.
Oh, of course, yes. This one I remember all too well, ma'am. It was one of my very first cases.
Okay. He looks a bit older now.
Not the smoothest start to a career. Earlier that morning, we had received an anonymous call accusing Miss Kazmirek of theft. I was dispatched together with my superior, Mr. Novak, to investigate the claim.
Okay.
What happened?
We found the place with no issue. The caller provided the exact address, one of the far too many shelters. We were welcomed by a tall young man, and the girl they let us in claimed to have been the cause.
So 2 callers, because when we spoke to Heidi, Heidi said that she saw or overheard her make the call, but she didn't mention Wolf being there at the time the call was made.
Can you describe the two of them for me?
Of course, ma'am. The boy was around my height, short, curly hair, blonde. Stood perfectly straight. It was clear from his demeanor he was the soldier type. He even made reference to being fellow servicemen for the country, tried to establish a rapport. The girl was shorter, 160, I'd guess. Pudgy, had long, bushy hair, dark brown, or light brunette. And very well dressed. Made her seem out of place.
Do the names Wolfgang Kirchmann and Emilia Becker sound familiar?
Possibly. It's been a long time, ma'am. But they seem correct?
Okay. But I'm surprised that Wolf would be involved if he was dating Anna. It's like, why would...
What can you tell me about the shelter itself?
I admit I was taken somewhat aback when we got there, how dirty and rundown the place was. And so full, stuffed. So many people, not enough space. It was one of my first times in a place like that. I grew used to them later, but not yet.
Okay.
What happened to you during the bombing?
I was in the streets. It was all hands on deck. But I can't really tell you any details, ma'am. That whole night is just one long blur.
I'm sure. I mean, that is rough to deal with. So the boy and the girl call them about the theft.
We found the girl in one of the adjacent rooms together with a friend of hers.
This friend, would that happen to be a Heidi Grunewald?
Grunewald? Yes, that sounds about right, ma'am, yes. At the suspect's request, we allowed her to stay for the interrogation. A dumb mistake.
So Heidi got to stay, so that confirms what she said.
A mistake? And why is that?
This Grunewald girl, she tried to sabotage the investigation. Kept interrupting, arguing with us. She even tried to get the suspect not to answer our questions. Whatever it is she thought she was doing, she certainly wasn't helping her friend.
What did you ask her?
We tried to establish the basic facts of the case, ma'am. Mr. Novak did, mostly. Where was she at the time of the crime? What did she do? Could anyone confirm it? And the heavy hitter, of course. Did she do it?
Okay, so Klaus did most of the questioning itself.
Did she admit to anything?
Hardly, ma'am. She was adamant she didn't even know what we were talking about. But she was unable to provide any conclusive proof. So we had to proceed to the next step, the search.
Okay. Well, according to his version of the stories,
If Novak was the one interviewing the girl, what did you do?
I took notes, ma'am. Somebody had to.
I mean, it's kind of on brand, I guess.
Do you remember what exactly was reported?
The caller claimed to have witnessed the theft of what they described as a suitcase. They'd recognized the perpetrator as an acquaintance of theirs, Anna Kazmirek. They provided us with the name and address, but remained anonymous.
Right, and that's the part that's not right.
What can you tell me about Mr. Novak?
A good officer, ma'am, and a kind man. He took me under his proverbial wing, taught me much about the job. They sure don't make him like him anymore.
I guess. I know, everyone just rants and raves, but it's like awkward.
That was... I'm sorry, that was one of his jokes. He sure loved a good chuckle. I've never been good with them myself, though.
Tell me about this friend.
Contemptible girl with no respect for authority. Medium height, freckled, blonde hair. She made it clear we weren't welcome from the moment we stepped into the room.
Correct.
Though with all that bravado, she couldn't hide her nervousness. Common trait among those with criminal history.
I take it you hadn't been part of the force for long?
I'd just become a junior watchmaster earlier that month. That's why I was assigned to Mr. Novak. He'd remain my partner for years to come, but at that point it was me working under him. Learning the ropes, so to speak.
So he was new on the job, taking notes, not heavily involved, kind of green on the job, so he's letting Novak do the majority of the...
We requested that this note, was it? That she showed us, show me, to the suspect's room. Mr. Novak believed that would be where Miss Kazmirek would keep the stolen suitcase.
I mean, that's what it looks like.
Did you find said suitcase?
Afraid I did, ma'am, surprisingly quickly, at that. Poor girl simply wasn't made for it. She didn't hide it well at all, just left it under the bed.
And that wasn't suspicious to you, that she didn't even try to hide it?
Is it possible that it could have been planted?
Oh, this angle. That would be a stretch. There's always a possibility, but no, wouldn't say so in this case. There was nothing to suggest it.
But how could you be so sure? Like you said, it was just laying out in plain sight.
Were there any conflicts between the shelter's inhabitants?
Man, I've only been there for maybe not even an hour, over a decade ago. There had to be some tension since they did report the girl. Other than that, I cannot say.
You didn't really do a deep investigation.
Did you get any impression of the relationship between the boy and your suspect?
I can't say I did. He seemed to know her and was angry at her. Honestly, man, it's been a long time.
That's weird that you wouldn't know the relationship between Wolf and Anna when they were supposed to be, seriously dating for a few years, according to the other girl.
Can you tell me exactly what was in the suitcase?
Clothes, some documents. I can't say I remember everything anymore. You might have better luck checking the files, ma'am. It should all be there.
Okay. The problem is, I think it's a little unclear because you're telling me that you came in, you talked to her for like 5 seconds, you found the suitcase, and that's it?
As soon as I left the room, I found the pair from before waiting for me. Becker and
Kirchmann.
Kirchmann, right. They recognized the suitcase. I didn't even have to ask about it. And what's more, they remembered an important detail.
Just to confirm, you're sure they both accused Anna?
From what I can recall, ma'am, I'm fairly certain they shared the sentiment. They didn't think it was important before, but they remembered the suitcase was taken from a bombed house. Didn't think it important. It was crucial information. It meant we weren't dealing with theft, but a looting. An act of treason.
Okay. So,
What did you do with that information?
First of all, I wrote it down, ma'am, immediately. Looting was a significantly more serious crime, especially just a few days after the big bombing. They made quite a commotion. Even Mr. Novak leaned out to see what was happening. He seemed most pleased with the developments.
So Novak was in the room with Anna while the the search was going on? What is this?
Were you aware of any previous criminal history of the suspect?
Nothing. I believed she was perfectly clean. Up until this point, that is.
Right, so they confirmed she had no previous criminal history, but when they wrote the report, they said she was a deviant. So which one is it?
Mr. Novak wasn't done with the interrogation, but I knew he hardly needed my help. I took the suitcase, thanked the pair for the cooperation, and headed down to wait in the car.
Now that's different because again, we never got any report from Heidi that he left first or early.
Did Miss Kasmirek admit to the crime?
She did, ma'am. She did. Gave us a signed confession even before Mr. Novak wrote her down.
It's just so weird.
Mr. Wagner, I'll just ask the question. I have reason to believe Miss Kasmirek was coerced to give her testimony.
Coerced?
Tortured.
What? No, absolutely not. That would have been illegal.
Of course he'd deny it. But if I press him enough... What about the friend, Miss Grunewald? Where was she while all this occurred?
Right, the friend. Yes, still in the main room, the kitchen.
That's
She
weird.
was?
Because she said that she left, that she had gone to go get Walter.
Do you have any ideas why anybody would claim otherwise then?
Multiple, I suppose. Placing her away from, but then she... I don't know, ma'am. I might have misremembered this part.
backtracking already. Just a little more.
Yeah, because I'm like, not getting it.
Would you disagree with someone describing you or Mr. Novak as violent?
Well, yes, of course. I know the reputation of...
One moment.
Right, it's not just that you guys were violent. You guys were bullies.
Can you explain why Mr. Novak would say something like this?
What? No, that's a lie. I'd never. I'm sorry, ma'am. That's simply untrue. I don't know why he would say anything like that.
Well, it said you bully people into confessing, so that seems a little interesting.
Just to be clear, you claim Anna Kazmarek confessed of her own will? She wasn't threatened, tortured, coerced?
Yes, that's right. As far as I know...
Yeah, it seems like we're missing something.
What am I looking at, ma'am? I apologize, but I can't see how it's connected.
Oh, I grabbed the wrong document.
After you left the apartment, did anything happen? Did you do or see anything you haven't told me about?
No, ma'am. Well, not that I can remember, at least. It has been quite some time.
Is that so?
Right, because you had to give her first
Can you
aid.
explain why the police report mentioned one of you two requiring medical attention?
What? No, It's an embarrassing story, not even much of a story, really. I just fell backwards. Flailed my arms and hit a wall. Quite hard. The boys at the station didn't let me live that down for a long time.
Mr. Wagner, I have multiple witnesses on the record who can confirm either you or Mr. Novak did torture Miss Kazmarek. Denying it won't lead you anywhere.
But I'm not. I'm sorry, ma'am. I didn't do it. I wasn't even there. If you're certain it happened, then it had to be Novak. If the girl was tortured, it had to be him.
That just doesn't make sense. You're definitely lying. I'm missing a piece of information. So let's see if we can speed run through that. Because there's something I'm not getting. Or that I haven't touched. I gave him the wrong document. But she definitely had a black eye when she came to the police station. So something happened to her, right? Because how did she end up, bruised up if nobody touched her? And you said you went to the car, but why? Why did you go to the car so fast? I don't know where this other clue is. I think I've went into all the rooms. Oops, I'm like stuck behind this door. I cannot figure out where this last piece is. And I wonder if it's going to be super crucial or not. Because it does seem suspicious. So, is Heidi confused? I just may not have this last piece. But, I don't know.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I wish I could be more of help, but again, I wasn't there. I didn't see what happened, but if you are correct and the girl was tortured, then it was Novak who did it. It would have to be him.
And you didn't see any marks on Miss Kazmarek? Anything suggesting the beating?
No, ma'am. But I didn't really look. And there are ways to do it without leaving any marks.
Do you doubt that happened?
I don't know, ma'am. I've known Mr. Novak for years, and he was a good man, flawed, but good. I owe him so much of who I am today and his family. I don't want to believe he was capable of doing something like that.
Is there anything else you forgot to mention?
No, I don't think so, ma'am. After that, we brought her to the district office, and it was out of her hands. We couldn't have known it. We didn't know she would. It was out of her hands.
Well, you had to have known because of the
Anyway, Mr. Wagner,
folks
thank you for your
past
time. That will be
rule.
all for now.
It's the least I could do, ma'am. Really, I should have. I'm sorry, I couldn't be more of help.
Well, according,
Miss Katz, a moment if you please.
yeah, I definitely.
Yes, Paula?
Two things, good and bad news.
Let's get the good news first.
The good news, please.
Christoph found a blueprint that might interest you. It's for the original apartment that was used as the shelter for your suspect.
Good. That should be helpful. I'll go ask him about it.
Okay, what was it?
What's the bad news?
I've been trying to get in contact with Mr. Kirchmann again. Unsuccessfully. That secretary of his makes me miss the Berlin Document Bureau.
So, no inviting him just yet.
Hopefully after Mrs. Kazmirik's turn. We confirmed her for next week.
All right. Thank you, Paula.
Okay.
Miss
I
Katz,
think I need some documents.
I need to find out more about the car. Can you check if we can get any protocols from that district?
if there are any left, I'll contact them.
Okay.
Thank you, Paula.
Let me talk to him about the blueprint.
Heard.
Miss Katz. Yes, your blueprint. Paula asked me to check if I could find something, and, well, we are in luck. Let me just,
No, sir. You
Where
should have
did I put it?
held on to it. You knew I was...
Sorry, I should really keep this place in a better order. Messy case, right?
Yes.
Poor girl. Killed just to make the state look tough after the bombing. It all just sounds so petty.
Ye-
Can't help wondering if it all really happened like that.
It sounds like we're missing something.
I'm not sure I follow.
It's just that there's so many details from what I've heard. So much he said, she said. Sometimes some accusations are just that. Accusations, not facts. You're asking yourself who did it, and the answer might just be nobody. Sorry, here I go babbling again. Ah, there it is.
And that's the whole place? The entire apartment?
No, that's just one of its sections. What used to be the stuff area. The original apartment took up the entire floor. They divided it up when it was made a shelter. 3 parts in total. This one was where your suspects were assigned to.
Great. This should be useful. Thank you.
No need for that. Always happy to help.
Appreciate you. I need to call another
Nobody. No, that's not
Yeah, I've never considered nobody was an option.
I should
I'll
pull
get
up
back
his
to that.
blueprint. There's no harm in giving it a look already.
Oh. It's gonna make me go look at the floor plan? I was gonna go talk to him and see if... Okay. Who called the police on Anna? Well, it sounds like in Anna's room... No, in Heidi's room was those two. They weren't here. So we're gonna say they both called the police? It says invalid location. I mean, they weren't in Amelia's room. That doesn't make sense. So, Becker calls the police? And then, who planted the suitcase? We're saying that Becker planted the suitcase? So Grunwald said that Amelia used a distraction to plant the suitcase, but Wagner didn't say anything. Who searched the room and confiscated the suitcase? We're saying that it was Wagner. No, it wouldn't have been in Amelia's room. It would have been in Anna's room. he would have been he would have been in the room with her. The three of them would have been out in the hall, and he was searching. Who made sure that Anna was considered a traitor? Well, he would have been out here. And Becker would have accused her of being a traitor. So Grunwald says that as Novak entered the kitchen, Amelia starts lying about Anna's crimes. Seeing there's nothing I could do, I left to get help. After finding the suitcase, I was accosted by the pudgy girl and the young man who told me about other crimes. Who beat Anna for a confession? Well, he's saying that it's Nowak that did it. As I was running down the stairs, and you had already left too. That just doesn't make a lot of sense, though. Now, she said both officers did the beating, but he's saying okay, so for 5, we're saying he was in the hallway, she was going down the hallway, and they start telling her about other crimes. But she's saying that only Becker talked about other crimes and that Kirkman didn't say anything. So that's not that's a different story. Now in this one, they're saying that Norwalk forced you into the kitchen and he searched the room. They're both saying the same thing, so I actually agree on that. And then for 2, she's saying that they both interrogated while she planted, and he's saying the same thing. But she's saying that they planted it. So that's a little bit different. We'll keep playing around with these theories. Hold on.
Esther Katz, who am I speaking to?
Walter Hens. Good evening. No. Sit down. I've got it.
Didn't expect to hear from you. How can I help?
You can't. I'm very sorry, but... It's okay, Tessie. I know. I'm sorry. It's about my wife, Teresa. She... No, calm down. Sit down. Please. You need to rest.
Can I talk to her?
Can you please pass her the phone?
Yeah, because all this back and forth is a lot.
Tessie, she wants you. What? No, if you...
Hello?
Hello? Mr. Hens? Hello?
Hello. Good evening. It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Katz.
Good evening.
Good evening. Who am I speaking to?
Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Teresa. Teresa Katz. I don't think
We haven't, no.
It's a pleasure to... Oh, no, I said that already. No, I'm fine, Walter. Don't worry.
Can I help you?
How can I help you, Mrs. Hens?
Oh, you're too kind, please. I want to thank you, Miss Katz. Thank you for all you are doing for my Anna. She would appreciate it. She really would. Yes.
That's very kind of you to say.
But I can't. I'm sorry. I can't help you. I can't help her. I just...
I don't understand the change of heart.
I thought I don't know, I could make it right. That I could say, stupid.
Your testimony could help.
Is this about your testimony? I can assure you.
She's gone.
Tessie,
My girl gone, Miss Katz. She's...
Tessie, enough, please. It's all right. It's going to be all right.
The way they looked at me, Mr. Banner, and how they looked at me. Like I was trash. They know. I don't know how, but they know. It's the same all over again.
What are you talking about?
Please.
The letters, the window, the... No, water.
Tessie, Tessie.
I can't. No, stop it.
Shh. It's okay. It's okay.
Hello? Mr. Hens? Is everything okay?
I'm sorry. She gets hysterical. I managed to calm her down for now.
She mentioned something about a Mr. Bada. About him looking at her?
Yes, she was feeling better last week, so I thought I'd take her for a walk. That it would do her good to get out of the house. We ran into some neighbors. I don't know how they knew of us testifying, but they did. Bastards called us traitors. Called her... I punched his teeth in, but the damage was already done.
Good for you, punching his teeth in.
What did she mean about the windows?
It must have been some kids. Too much time on their hands. Not enough work. They broke the windows in my pub. Not the first time something like that happened, but... Tessie doesn't think it was hooligans.
She mentioned letters. Did you receive any threats?
Enough to keep the oven
Damn,
going through.
that many?
I kept her from seeing most of them, but that first batch, 5 of them arrived when I was out. She read them all.
So, I'm sorry, but I have to ask.
The testimony.
Please take your time. There's no need to...
I'm sorry. She's adamant. Scared. And she's been feeling worse ever since it started. Since those damn threat letters. They were too descriptive for Tessie.
Mr. Hens, it's important we get her testimony. Anything she can tell us about what happened after the bombing, about the suitcase.
I know. I'm sorry. I'll talk to her.
Walter!
I'll talk to her.
Walter, no!
She's strong. Stronger than...
It won't bring her back, Walter!
Damn it.
Yeah,
I should tell
let's
Mr.
go
Bauer
talk
about
to
this.
him.
Miss Katz, what a surprise. I didn't expect to see you today.
I'm afraid there's a problem.
Oh,
I've just been on the phone with Mr. Hens and his wife, late Miss Kazmarek's mother.
Theresa Hens. I remember. I take it there's an issue with
Yeah, she wants to back out now.
testimony.
She doesn't want to testify.
I see. Did Mr. Hens happen to give their reasoning for this unfortunate change of heart?
There's been a lot of threats and...
They've received threats. Multiple.
Ah, yes.
From what they said, it did sound bad. They mentioned both letters and an hopefully just random hooligan incident.
It still baffles me how fast they find out about our witnesses.
And there's more, I'm afraid.
Naturally.
Is Mr. Nowak dead?
Mr. Kirchmann, Miss Kazmarek's boyfriend at the time of the arrest, is proving quite elusive. From what's Paula been told, he appears to be involved with the rearmament effort. He claims to be too preoccupied with his current responsibilities to visit Frankfurt in the foreseeable future.
His own words, I assume.
Mr. Novak, one of the two officers who arrested and tortured Miss Kazmarek, is dead, leaving me with one less suspect and...
And without now 2 witnesses, of course. Very well. Then, unfortunate as this situation is, it's not an uncommon one. We lose witnesses. That's true for all cases, but for ours especially. There isn't much to be done about it. But there might be a way to compensate for the testimony you are now missing.
But what about Mr. Kirchmann?
Yes, our man in the army. We just have to remind him of his obligations to this country and its law.
Have our witnesses been threatened before?
More of them have than haven't, most likely. As people want to forget about these crimes, it's all too human for them to turn on those who try to remember. Mrs. Hens isn't the first of our witnesses to fall victim to this, and she won't be the last.
How would that work?
In the situation you find yourself to be, it might occur that you do uncover the truth, but will be missing proof. In which case, and only in which case, we should be able to acquire a warrant for one of the suspect's houses. We would have it searched and see if they happen to have anything that might help prove their or somebody else's guilt. We would only be able to do it once in this case. You need to think carefully which of the suspects you believe might have the piece of evidence you require.
Which suspect would you investigate?
Miss Katz.
Girl, please give me a hint.
For the case. I trust your judgment.
When would we do it? When would I need to choose?
Seeing how it's a single chance, I think it best you get as well informed as you can beforehand. Come talk to me about it once you've interrogated your final witness and are sure of what happened.
I understand. One warrant, one suspect.
Seeing this day has been rather eventful, I'd suggest you take the rest of the evening off. I'll tell Paula to subpoena our problematic friend in the military.
Miss Katz,
I need you to invite the next witness.
I'm torn between Kirkman and Becker. I know they had beef, but this is supposed to be her boyfriend.
The victim's boyfriend, Wolf Kirchmann.
yes. Mr. Kirchmann, well, I've had no luck getting through to him. Talked to a number of secretaries, but the man himself, I get the feeling he doesn't really want to come. I wonder why. I'll keep trying, but in the meantime, we may have better luck with another witness.
Please invite the neighbor, Emilia Becker.
On it. Anything else?
There's nothing left for me to do. I should call it a day.
I didn't get to finish talking with him. We got interrupted earlier. Can we finish?
Peters?
Oh. Hello, Katz. I didn't see you there. Sorry.
Are you quite alright, Peters?
Me? Well, do you remember our old lecturer in property law? Small guy, reddish cheeks, bad haircut.
Are you getting nostalgic, Peters? You can't miss school that much, can you?
Yes, Katz. I miss homework and eating brown slop in the kitchen. Very fun. I'm serious. The man who taught us property law. Do you remember?
Yes.
I think so. Hirschbach. wasn't it? Yes. Wasn't he the one with that disgusting sandwich? He'd always bring it to class.
And snack while we read out the case studies.
God, I still remember the stench. What was in that thing?
That's him. Good old Hirschbach.
Okay.
I found his file.
His file?
From his time under the Nazis, when he practiced law. The Nazi file. Good old Hirschbach.
What did you find in the file?
Nothing good, I'm afraid. Hirschbach worked as a prosecutor. He was seizing property from Jewish citizens. For starters. Then it got worse. He sent people away cuts.
Are you absolutely sure?
I double and triple checked everything. We were taught by a Nazi.
Really? Hirschbach?
Yes, really. Friendly, jovial, Nazi Hirschbach. Did you know he invited me for Easter once? Lovely family.
I think I need a minute, Peters.
Understand. Take your time.
Amelia's for bonding with him. We need to get a better rapport because we're going to need him again. Alright, we're going home for the day. We must keep a handyman on payroll because we're constantly getting stuff repaired. Okay, A Different Perspective, July 5th, 1957.
Good morning, Miss
Good
Katz.
morning.
Miss Katz, good morning.
Who are we expecting again today?
I invited Mrs. Becker. She should be here any minute.
Okay. Alright, well, it gives me some time to get kind of situated. The third witness will arrive soon. Here's the call protocol you requested. So, we need to go back and confirm. Receptionist spoke to Fisher, 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 German, Fisher, German, Fisher, Fisher. So we have quite a few calls. We need to go back and look at that call log. Mr. Hintz visited us earlier today. He apologized he couldn't convince his wife to testify, and he found this old letter that we could use. He asked if we could treat it with care as it contains Anna's last words. Okay, so it says, Mama, please forgive me. I never wanted you to worry so much about me. You deserve a better daughter, but it's over now. When you read this letter, I'll already be dead. They are coming for me very soon. Don't cry for me. I beg you. It is all right. I made peace with my fate. My last thoughts will be of you and everything you've given me. Please give my love to Heidi and Wolf and say sorry for me to dear old Mrs. House. Forgive me for my carelessness. I was so sure the suitcase was yours. Your beautiful red scarf. I'd recognize it anywhere. They're waiting for me. I must stop writing now. I love you, Mama. Your Anna. We're going to add this as a bookmark because even she thought that the suitcase was her mom's, which would solidify that she wasn't looting. New marital law preserves traditional family order. Parliament passes the Equal Rights Act, modifying the legal status of wives while maintaining established family structures. Under the new law, husbands retain authority in child-rearing matters, while wives may pursue employment against their husband's wishes. This is only permitted if the domestic duties are not neglected. This law, replacing the 1896 Civil Code regulations, takes effect July 1958. President Eisenhower personally greeted South Vietnamese President Ngo Dinh Diem as thousands cheered America's staunch Asian ally against communism. Diem addressed Congress discussing continued American support for South Vietnam's struggle against communist expansion. The Vietnamese leader will continue to New York, where further celebrations await the visiting head of state. Okay, now with the new stuff that we just gathered, I swear,
Miss Katz, Emilia Becker is here. I brought her to the conference room.
is it now?
Yes. It lacks a woman's touch.
Charming. Thank you, Polly.
Girl, this isn't a social visit. Okay, but just to go through the evidence one more time. So sorry. I do want to flag his testimony. But there was something I wanted from the call log. Where is the call log? Okay, so call 20011 went to German. Now, I don't know what the significance of that is. So the receptionist spoke to Fisher in German. Now with 004, they also spoke with German. And it says a female caller known to make false accusations. Then 007, they spoke with German. 008, they spoke with German. And then 11, they spoke with German. So it's interesting that they would say 4 is a false call, but 11 isn't. And who is Fisher in German? Are they employees? No, they're not employees. It's super weird. Oh, talk to the cat.
Sorry, Marlene. I don't have anything for you. Oh, don't give me that look.
Okay, let me go deal with this one.
Mrs. Becker, thank you for coming.
It's a pleasure, Mrs. Katz. Though I'm afraid I might not be of much help.
Why would that be?
Well, it's that with the type of cases you deal with here? Oh yes, we've read all about Dr. Bauer's team in the papers. With this type of cases, my family was blessed with a good life and standing before the war. We were lucky enough not to have to engage with all these most distasteful affairs.
It's Miss, not Mrs. I'm not married.
Oh, I see. I had assumed a woman
Dang
your
rude.
age. To each their own, I suppose.
I have some questions regarding one Anna Kazmarek.
Oh,
I take it you knew her.
yes. That poor girl. God bless her soul. She was far from a saint, but she did not deserve this fate.
You have to elaborate on that one.
I'd rather not speak ill of the departed. It's not my place to judge, you see. But there were rumors, and I happen to know some of them for a fact. She was well known in some of the bad circles for being loose, lax with her morals. May the Lord forgive her.
You were present at her arrest. Do I have that right?
I had the misfortune.
So that's the first person to tell us that she was loose with her morals and a part of a bad crowd.
It was just a few days after the bombs fell. Like many others, my family had lost our home. But we were lucky enough to find ourselves with a room in an emergency shelter. The same one Anna had been assigned to. She and that poor mother of hers.
What happened?
If that isn't the question. You know, to this day, I still ask it myself. What happened? Well, I suppose you could say Mr. Kirchmann had enough.
What does that mean?
What can you tell me about this shelter?
It was a sizable apartment, confiscated from some bankers. We were based in, I assume, the old servants' quarters, together with 2 other families. One was Anna and her mother, and the other, I can't quite recall the name. A horrible, horrible girl and hers. Either way, she was a friend of Anna's. Probably where it all went wrong, if you ask me.
Did you salvage anything from your old home?
Yes, naturally. From the house and the shop. Luckily, our cellar didn't collapse, so most of what we stored there survived.
What can you tell me about your family's situation before the bombing?
It was tough, but such were the times. Nobody had it easy during the war. Compared to some others, I'd say we were still lucky. My father was able to keep his business running, which brought the bread.
What can you tell me about life in the shelter?
Oh, it was simply terrible. I don't like to think about it. Though, I know, just having a roof over our head was a blessing.
You said the apartment used to belong to some bankers?
Yes, or at least that sort. Might have been jewelers, now that I think of it. The Gellers, I believe. Or was it Oates?
How would you know that?
What happened to you during the bombing?
I'm sorry, that's a difficult topic. I almost died that night. The bomb that hit our house, it fell right through my room. There was nothing left of my bed. I'm lucky my younger brother was scared of the dark, and I had to stay with him. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here today.
When you say we, who do you mean?
My family, all 5 of us. My parents, me, and my 2 younger brothers. Somehow, we all made it out of the fire. It was nothing short of a miracle.
How were the tasks divided among the people in the shelter?
I would say fairly. My dear father made sure of that. He had experience running the family shop, so he took it on himself to establish a rotation of tasks.
Okay. Which is consistent in what they said, except for Heidi said it was uneven.
Tell me about Anna's family.
There isn't much to say. It was just her and her mother, Teresa. Poor woman, with a daughter like this. Can you imagine?
Alright, they keep saying she was a bad woman, but she had no criminal history, so in what way was she bad?
I was in the kitchen when I overheard Mr. Kirchmann's voice outside the room. He was on the phone, seemingly unaware of how loudly he was speaking.
What can you tell me about Mr. Kirchmann?
Well, his first name is Wolfgang. He was a friend. Poor thing. Got himself all tangled up with Anna. She had her ways with men. He was a good person, steadfast, brave, or so I thought. That's why I found it all so weird.
Did you hear what Mr. Kirchmann was saying?
It was hard not to. I still remember his exact words. It's Anna Kazmirek. She's the thief. He was talking to the police.
reason why that doesn't make sense is because
I pretended not to have heard anything. After all, it was not my place to meddle in their affairs. I was even almost willing to think I might have misheard or imagined it all. But then they arrived.
The policeman, I assume?
2 officers. An older gentleman and his young colleague.
Can you describe the younger officer for me?
He looked about your age. Really tall. Almost hit his head at the door frame. It looked rather awkward how thin he was. Just skin and bones, let me tell you.
The older one, what can you remember about him?
He was on the shorter side, though much more robust than his companion. Looked around 50, give or take. He was very kind, warm. Had this, just the kindest of smiles, framed by quite the moustache. And I distinctly remember he had just the thickest of glasses. Wasn't sure if he could see anything at all.
What did the officers want?
Isn't it obvious? They wanted to talk to Anna. Mr. Kirchmann was more than happy to show them in.
that's just a weird stance.
Do you remember who was there on that day?
Not in our section, no. Just me and Mr. Kirchmann in the kitchen, and Anna with that horrible friend of hers.
What can you tell me about Anna's friend?
A menace. There's a saying, all it takes is one bad apple. And that girl was rotten.
And this friend's family?
The usual riffraff, except for the father. He seemed respectable enough. Fought in the First War, I believe. God only knows how he ended up with that wife and those children. Each one
Dang,
was
he's not
lost.
playing about these comments.
I stayed in the kitchen. So did Mr. Kirchmann.
Okay.
How did Mr. Kirchmann react to the officers? Anything unusual?
I admit I was rather taken aback. I never thought he'd do something like this. He looked rather pleased with himself. The way she treated him. He must have been happy there were some consequences for Anna at last.
But what do you mean the way she treated him? It just seems so inconsistent.
What happened then?
After a few minutes, one of the officers came out, the older one. He was joined by that girlfriend of Anna's. It was her family's room they were in. Heidi! That's the name. She led him to Anna's room to look for whatever she had stolen. He didn't let her follow him in.
See, there's a difference. So Heidi told us that the younger man went to the room to search. But Becker's telling us the older man went to Anna's room to search. That's a different story.
Did you or anyone else enter Anna's room while you were waiting?
Why would anyone... Oh, I see. You think we put something there? The stolen suitcase? That we set her up?
I'm just investigating all possible leads.
Well, I didn't. And nor did Wolf. The girl had done it all to herself.
Okay. Now,
Were you in the habit of listening in on your neighbor's phone calls?
I beg your pardon? I was most certainly not listening in. We were all living so close to each other. It was hard to not overhear anything. Besides, Mr. Kirchmann and I were friends. I was concerned for him.
How did he know about this theft?
She had confided in him, bragged even, the way he put it. I don't remember the details, but it sounded just awful. Awful!
That just doesn't sound like Anna. That's quite the elaborate tale then.
The girl, Heidi, thankfully she didn't stay long. She was long gone by the time the officer returned. He was holding a suitcase. Mr. Kirchmann almost jumped at the sight.
Did he say anything?
He said it was the suitcase he'd seen Anna steal, and he called her a traitor. I couldn't believe my ears.
So Wolf Kirchmann confirmed that it was Anna who stole that suitcase?
Enthusiastically, and more than that. Apparently, Anna had not just stolen, but looted it from an abandoned building. That was treason. It made me feel so conflicted.
And why was that?
I admit, I felt rather uncomfortable in this situation. After all, it is written, do not judge, or you too will be judged. But with Anna, with Mr. Kirchmann, I apologize. It was just dreadful. Dreadful.
I still feel like there's some...
The officer thanked Mr. Kirchmann, told him not to worry, that he was doing the right thing. He shook his hand, took the suitcase and left for the stairs. I was just about to do the same, but that was when it started.
Oh, goodness.
When what started?
It came from the other room, where Anna was with the officer. An argument, that's what I thought at first. Just some raised voices, right? Emotions running slightly high. But I don't know what she did. She must have done something to provoke him, right?
Mrs. Becker, what happened in there?
I didn't see it. I swear, I didn't see any of it. I just heard it. Heard them. Her screaming. His shouting. I heard her fall to the floor and he was beating her. She didn't fall. He threw her and he kicked her and he beat her, and the insults, she begged him to stop.
And what did Wolf do?
I don't know. I hid in my room as soon as it started.
I don't know. See, this is where her story kind of diverges.
What do you remember about the suitcase?
I didn't give it a good look. It was none of my business after all. I think it was on the larger side.
None of your business? One moment.
Yeah, because didn't it say that you entered the... Right.
But, Mrs. Becker, if you look here, Anna clearly states that she stole the suitcase from you.
What? Oh, no, that's not possible. No.
No. That's what she said.
So the other officer was already gone by this point?
Yes, must have been at least halfway down the stairs.
Which would make him uninvolved in the beating.
Now, it refers to hint. Did anyone see the suitcase in Anna's room? The person who searched for the suitcase must have left with it. Okay.
Did Miss Kazmarek have any previous encounters with the police?
I wouldn't be surprised. I know her friend did. And with the sort of people she dealt with, sooner or later, it would have happened.
Well, that's not really helpful.
How would you describe Heidi's relationship with Miss Kazmarek?
I'd rather not describe it at all. A dreadful pair they made. There were rumors, not that I normally pay them much mind, but that the two of them might even be involved with each other in a, well, more intimate way.
Which is the same thing that Heidi alluded to when she said we weren't lesbians. So it just makes it hard to know, because we're getting a lot of
How did you and Miss Kazmarek get along?
We didn't, to put it short. I did my best to keep my distance from the girl. Same with her friend, Heidi. Nothing good could ever come from associating with their type.
Was there a Mr. Kazmarek?
Not that I know of, but again, I wasn't too close with the Kazmareks.
How would you describe Wolf and Anna's relationship?
They were a couple. A rather indecent affair, I must say.
How so?
Anna was, well, let's just say she had many acquaintances.
What was your relationship to Wolf?
We were friends, used to be at least. We grew distant over time. Mostly because of Anna, I suspect. I don't like to listen to rumors. But she did have a way about men. She sunk her claws in Wolf, wrapped him around her finger. I did try to warn him, but had he listened, maybe this whole tragedy could have been avoided.
I'm missing one. I can't imagine what that is. I don't know where that one is.
The door. Got on my parents' bed. Tried not to hear it.
Do you know why Wolf would report her? Were they a couple?
Yes. I can only guess, but it must have had to do with her lifestyle. I suppose if he learned of her cheating, then maybe it was a revenge of sorts. How dreadful. Then again, if he knew of her crime, which he obviously did, then Wasn't it the right thing to do?
Did you see anything else?
No, I'm sorry. I stayed in that room for a long time. It was only when my father came back that I opened the door. It was already evening by then, long since they left.
Thank you, Mrs. Becker.
Of course, Miss Katz. I pray you can put this dreadful story to rest.
Yeah.
Miss Katz, there was a call for you from your father.
Okay.
They've
I'll
landed.
call.
I'll call
Yeah.
you right back.
I want to ask for some more.
Miss Katz,
I need more documents.
I need to know more about the investigation into Anna's character from her trial.
on it.
I need you to invite the next witness. The victim's boyfriend, Wolf Kirchmann.
Finally, this man gave me such a headache. By the way, I hope I'm not overstepping, but I had no idea you had a sister.
Who?
Sister?
Right, I'm sorry. I saw the photo of the two of you when I brought you the files today. No idea how I've missed it before. I must say, you two looked adorable. I wish I got along with my sisters like that.
Well, I don't really have a sister.
Red studying. What's that? German history? You can stop trying food. You don't belong here. I'll go a lesson. Repeat after me. Nur für Deutsche. Hey, the hell are you looking at, Kat?
We're not sisters.
Sorry.
She's a friend. Was. We've lost touch. The photo's a sort of memento.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
I should probably get going.
And I should probably get back to Peter's damn files. Ugh.
See, the problem is her story conflicts. So Becker said that both officers went into Heidi's room where they interrogated, and she and Kirkman stayed in the hallway. So they're saying that no one planted the suitcase. That just doesn't make sense. And she said that Wagner checked the room. But they're both saying the older guy checked the room. Now Becker's saying that Kirchman accused her of being a traitor. She's saying that Becker did it, and he's saying that they both did it. So it's going to be a challenge to figure out who did what. Is that a new letter? Mrs. Katz, I wanted to reach out once more to offer my apologies if I have been untoward or less than helpful at the end of our meeting. I did not mean to question, however, as it may have appeared, the validity of you and your esteemed colleagues' work in any way. On the contrary, I wholeheartedly agree with Dr. Bauer. We have a duty as a people to right the wrongs of the past, to truly put them behind us. It is in spirit of truth and reconciliation that I chose to write to you. I wanted to provide some context about poor Anna. She had a very difficult lot in life. Parents who abandoned her, our city lost in the fire. She was forced to do unspeakable things in life, things for which I may have judged her harshly back then, but now I see were perhaps necessities of a life lived in misery. From my heart, I thank you for your noble attempt to bring justice for Anna Emilia Becker. That sounds like a guilt to me. Because
Who do I want to call?
I'm going to call my parents.
Bessie, hello.
Was flying as bad as people say?
You have no idea, dear. I'm really feeling that. What was the word? Time zone syndrome? I think so. Doesn't really give it justice, believe me.
Is everything alright?
Essie, it's not like I only called you about bad things. Don't act like your mother. All's good. Don't worry.
Okay.
Anyway, I just wanted to let you know we are back home, safe and sound.
That's good to hear.
We really missed you there, Essie. It's a pity you couldn't get the time off. But I understand. Work. Especially for a man like Bauer.
I thought we've been over this already.
Oh no, that's not what I meant. I'm sorry. It's that I know Bauer is a workhorse, even in our line of work, and I'm sure he expects the same of his people. Look, I'm not going to pretend like a man. I don't.
Please.
But I've accepted your choice, and frankly, I'm proud of you for making it. Believe it or not.
Thank you.
You believe what he's doing is right. I may disagree, but sometimes what you need to do is ignore what an old geezer says and just do what is right. I'm proud of you, kid.
There's nothing left for me to do. I should call it a day.
Okay. I want to talk to Peters. Well, actually, I want to look at the file. Because now we have her interrogation where she gives a completely different story that doesn't quite make sense. Because they kept saying it was a female caller. So that doesn't really line up with it being the boy to call, because it's like, well, why would he call?
Oh, hello, Marlene. Meow.
Okay.
Well, if it isn't cuts, it's good you're here.
Good day, Peters.
Let's cut to the chase. If memory serves, you're looking into something involving Greener's brutality.
Greeners? Is that how you call them too?
Surprised, Cuts? Well, most people didn't have your posh upbringing.
Why do you ask?
Because I'm asking. Isn't that enough?
Well?
I might have something that you could use.
Yes, that's correct.
Any interest in a certain Klaus
Yes.
Novak?
Novak? Do tell.
I found the testimony Mr. Novak gave in another case. Might be of interest to you. Not directly tied to the Kazmirek girl, but it could help.
Thank you, Peters.
And don't forget it.
I don't even care where he got it from. I want to see what we got. Okay, so this is her. It says this is an interrogation of Klaus Nowak in July 27th of 1948. Mr. Nowak, you served as watchmaster in the district of Belbolhof, correct? And he said yes after the bombing of October 1944. Were you aware of any instances in which officers of Brunswick used excessive force or unnecessary violence while on duty? Yes, I'm not proud of that. It was a different time. We were doing whatever was necessary to keep the good people of Brunswick safe. Were you aware that officers of the Brunswick police were torturing suspects and prisoners? Long pause. Yes, some prisoners were beaten to a bloody pulp Others were kept awake for days until confession. One officer I worked with, Wagner, he liked to push people's head into a bucket with water, and I would rather forget all that, but you have to understand the top brass pushed for results. They encouraged us to convince suspects to testify. Encouraged how? They instructed us to get creative with interrogating suspects, but to always hide the signs of possible instances in the course of interrogation. There was different ways to hide it. Sometimes we would paint their faces, use makeup, cover up bruises before taking photographs. Mr. Nowak, have you ever participated in these activities yourself? He said, I don't recall. Now, we did have a picture of her earlier where she was clearly beaten up. I can't find that picture. Yeah, you can see she definitely had a bruise. Okay, let's call it for the day. I want to investigate or interrogate the boyfriend tomorrow. Oh, they put up new. They're not playing about this graffiti. The boyfriend, October 7th, 1957.
Good morning, Miss Katz.
Good morning. Oh, that's not what I meant to click on. Okay, Wolf Kirkman will arrive soon. Peter wants to talk to you. Mr. Bauer requests an update after the last witness. Asked me to remind you about the warrant. I dredged this up from the files regarding the trial of Mrs. Kazmarek. It appears that Julius Haas was investigating Anna's background. Someone had been feeding him some quite unsavory rumors. To the office of Julius Haas, during our investigation into Anna Karamek, we received the following anonymous letter. Whoever wrote it seemed to know the accused well. Perhaps looting was not the worst crime she committed. Having for years the displeasure of being acquainted with Anna Karamek, I feel morally obligated to inform your honor of her depraved character. Anna has never had regard for the law. She is a vile and evil woman. Her closest acquaintances, if not friends, are criminals. For over 3 years, she was in the employ of one Walter Hinz, a man who I am sure your honor does not know. For who would know a man who has women to do the unspeakable? I believe I'm making myself clear to what Anna Kermick's so-called work entailed. As a result of her promiscuous lifestyle, she has had, at least on one occasion, committed the most heinous crime. She is a child murderer. Anybody who was ever in contact with her can attest to the fact that she maintains contacts with these Engelmacher people, these abortionists, these murderers. Furthermore, I would like to bring to the attention the purity of her blood or the lack thereof. Anna Karamek claims to be of German descent, but I have heard from a credible source that, in fact, her parents are Poles. Anna is a Slav in disguise, which I think does help to understand the ease in which she could commit such vile acts. Thank you for your noble attempt to bring Anna Karamek to justice. Now, if you look at the handwriting, she sounds like Emilia. So I want to go back and find. So I'm not going to read the newspaper today. It doesn't tell me anything about the case, but I can never get a break with this.
Miss Katz, Wolfgang Kirchmann has arrived.
Okay.
High time. I'm coming.
Okay. I just want to compare something really fast. I actually want to compare the bookmarks. Yeah, so when you look at the writing, it's kind of similar. Look at the way she does the S and the S here on Slav. The way she does her W. The way she does her K, the K in Kotz and the K in Karamek. That's very distinct. She wrote the letter accusing her of being a criminal. So I don't know. I still feel like it was definitely, going back to this, it does feel like it was Becker who accused her of being a traitor. And Wagner may not be remembering correctly or lying because he was the abuser. I don't know. Let me go to the conference room.
Mr. Kirchmann, good morning.
The rank is Hauptmann.
I'm sorry?
Of course, Hauptmann Kirchmann. I apologize. I'm glad to finally meet you.
I can assure you, the feeling isn't mutual.
Rude.
I must say, you're a hard man to get hold of.
I'm a busy man, Miss Katz.
Okay, I apologize.
And I'd rather not waste time on your games.
Oh, not games.
I wanted to talk to you about the case of Anna Kazmirek. I believe you're familiar.
Yes, I am. Haven't you all done enough to her?
I need you to tell me about Anna's arrest.
Very well, since you need me to. It hadn't even been a week since the Brits left the town on fire. We were all there. Anna and Heidi, a friend of ours, had just returned from work.
Oh, so he's saying the three of us were in the room.
What happened then?
What happened? You know it damn well already.
Okay, sir.
And why were you at the shelter on that particular morning?
I was visiting Anna.
Could you be more specific?
I was there to check on Anna, help her in whatever way I could. She was tired after her shift, she and her friend. I offered to take care of them. I do not expect a woman of your position to understand it. She did just lose her home.
Okay.
How would you describe Heidi's relationship with Miss Kazmirek?
Closer than sisters, those two. Inseparable. Except for when Anna was with me, of course.
Okay, so pretty consistent answer.
Did you salvage anything from your old home?
No, of course not. We had just evacuated all those places. Scavenging them would be highly illegal.
I didn't ask about scavenging, just...
I didn't.
That seems unlikely. Everyone else admitted to getting stuff from their old place. Heidi admitted going back to her old apartment looking for stuff. Even Becker admitted they went back to look for stuff. So you really didn't go back to look?
What did a regular day at the shelter look like?
I'm hardly the right person to ask. I didn't live there. Wasn't there all the time. I only visited when I could see Anna.
What can you tell me about Emilia?
A snake. A proud one too. Always thought herself better, above everyone else. I had just stepped out to the kitchen when she started it all. Becker, that hear her out in a hallway on the phone.
Which would be consistent with what Heidi said, which is that she heard her on the phone.
Did you hear what she said?
Not enough to understand her plan. She was talking with the police, reporting a stolen suitcase. If only I had heard her say Anna's name.
So he claims he didn't hear the name, and that's the same thing that Heidi said.
For once, the officers didn't take long to arrive. Figures. Two of them were detective police. A tall, weedy imbecile, and an older man with a mustache, who seemed to be in charge. I tried to stop them, asked them what was it all about. Why were they there? They were less than forthcoming.
What next?
Becker pointed them to Heidi's room. They locked themselves in with the girls, refused to let me join them. And I was so busy worrying about them, I didn't even think I should keep my eye on Becker.
Well, that seems consistent with Heidi's story, too.
Why? What did you do?
Sneaked off to Anna's room with that damned suitcase. I should have noticed, realized it. I should have stopped her. What a fool I was.
What do you remember about the officers?
The older one reeked of cigarettes, had a mustache, glasses, was clearly the one in charge. How a person with that little respect for his duty got to his position is beyond me. As for the tall imbecile, an insecure greenhorn trying to put on airs, desperate to prove his authority. All that while looking as if he never hit puberty. Would have been funny if not for...
I know, I feel like there's still a lot more to the story.
I'm not sure how much time had passed before they opened the door. The tall one dragged Heidi out to the kitchen. He was done with playing nice.
Okay.
What did he do?
He shoved Heidi towards us, hurling threats and insults. Pathetic. He demanded we told him which room was Anna's. Becker didn't hide her excitement as she showed him.
How did everyone else in the kitchen react to this?
Heidi was livid. She was screaming at that Schupo boy, daring him to lay one finger on her. She knew it wasn't right what they were doing to Anna. Oh, Becker, smiling that little, arrogant smile of hers. Could I have been so blind?
But blind about what, though?
I'd say it was rare for a soldier not to be in active duty at the time. What were you doing in Brunswick?
What was I doing? I was back from the front. My friend's dead, my city gone. What was I doing? You tell me.
Okay, my bad.
Was there anybody else in the house at that time?
I can't account for everyone. These were cramped quarters. But Becker, Grunwald, Anna, and me, we were around.
Okay.
How were the tasks divided among the people in the shelter?
They had some system, but I wouldn't know. Each day there were different tasks Anna would have to do, both for herself and her mother. I took over whenever she'd let me.
Okay.
Where was her father?
Dead. Passed away when Anna was 5. She told me she could barely remember him.
How did Miss Kazmarek come to know Mr. Hens?
She used to work for him. Same with Heidi. He was quite a well-known man among the locals. Respected, dependent. From what I've heard, he took in Anna's mother after it was all done.
What can you tell me about your relationship with Miss Kazmarek?
What am I supposed to say? The hell do you want to hear? We were together, in love, planning to get married once all that nightmare was over. We were happy.
That's consistent with what Heidi said.
What can you tell me about your family's situation before the bombing?
Nothing that would concern you. I'd only just returned to the city, got a leave from service. Spent most of that time with Anna. All the time she could spare.
Did Miss Kazmarek have any previous encounters with the police?
No. My Anna was nothing like that.
Okay, so she wasn't a problem.
What can you tell me about the conflict between Miss Kazmarek and Emilia?
Snake hated her, and it's putting it mildly. I don't know why, but she really did, to the point of wanting her dead. To the point of getting her killed.
Tell me about Teresa Kazmarek.
She seemed a kind woman. Weird, withdrawn, but kind. The few times she actually spoke with me, she told us some stories from back wherever she was from. Somewhere east, would be Poland.
Okay, so they're pretty consistent on that.
So there we were, me, Heidi, and Becca. 3 friendly neighbors, just waiting for the sky to fall. At least the 2 of us. For Becker, it must have been Christmas. What could we do? All we needed was one good look at Becker to understand the whole thing. It was her. Planned all of it. This was how she finally got rid of Anna.
What makes you so sure it was all part of Emilia Becker's plan?
You weren't there. You didn't know her like I did. She was beaming, radiant, just full of herself. A pity we didn't get the time to confront her.
Why? What stopped you?
Police boy came out of Anna's room, grinning. He had a suitcase. The suitcase.
What did the 3 of you do then?
Becca struck immediately. Said the suitcase was hers, that Anna took it from her house, from the ruins of her house. That Anna was a looter, a traitor to the nation. And Heidi? She kept it together. As soon as she heard Becca's lies, she took off to get help. Smart. Wish I could say the same about myself. It didn't change anything in the end.
This suitcase. What can you remember about it? Had you seen it before?
No, never. No one's ever seen it before. No one.
Okay, he's a little too adamant that he had never seen it before. It's like, calm down, sir. You don't have to sell it. I still feel like there's something we're missing.
Tell me about Heidi.
Anna's best friend. Only friend. Other than me. Hot-headed, loud-mouthed, headstrong. Always had to be right. That she had in common with Anna.
What happened to you during the bombing?
My family was lucky enough to quickly find their way to one of the bunkers. Myself, I didn't join them. With all hell breaking loose, I stayed to help evacuate the others.
Okay.
What was your relationship with Emilia Becker?
There's nothing to talk about.
But you did know her?
Yes, of course I did. It was hard not to know the snake. But there was no relationship to speak of.
Were there any conflicts between the shelter's inhabitants?
Other than the Becker snake and her vendetta against Anna? No. Not that I know of.
Okay. So there's definitely a lot of animosity.
Then it's all a blur. Like when I was at the... couldn't think straight. Couldn't really think at all. I remember barging into Anna's room.
For what?
Hauptmann Kirchmann, I have to ask. Is it possible Anna did in fact loot something?
I'd appreciate if you stopped insulting her memory. And no, it's not possible.
Okay.
Why did you go to Anna's room?
I was trying to find something, anything to prove she was innocent, that it was Becker all along. She must have left something behind. She had to. Tossed around everything, pulled out every drawer.
So that's why the room was destroyed. That's why when Heidi said they pulled the room apart, it wasn't them.
Did you find anything to prove Emilia Becker meddled with Anna's room?
No, of course not. We wouldn't be sitting here if I did.
Okay. So, I mean, people can be, mistaken.
What did the Kazmireks have with them?
Not a long list. And in all honesty, at this point, I don't even remember.
Okay.
Next thing I know, I was back in the kitchen. Alone. And I could hear them.
So Becker had locked herself in a room at this point, and he could hear the beating.
You say them. What did you hear exactly?
Behind the door. Behind the damn door. We wailed on her. Both of them. Again and again. They called her trash, a looter, a whore, a parasite, a pest. The walls there were so thin, could hear it all.
I apologize, this must be very difficult, but did you see Anna Kazmirek when she came out of the room?
I did. I had to carry her out. She was barely conscious. Her face. Anna's face.
which matches the picture where the face was bruised.
How long did that beating last?
I don't know. I don't know.
What then? Did you do anything?
No. No. We're done here. We're fucking done here. Is this a joke to you?
Before you furiously storm off, there's one more document I'd like to ask you about.
I'm not.
You will want to see it. According to it, you already admitted your guilt.
Right, this is the letter to your uncle.
Can you tell me what this man is referring to? This man, your uncle. Did you contact him about Anna's arrest? Did you ask him to help her, cover for you? What is this plan he refers to?
Idiot.
Excuse me?
He had it all planned and Idiot. I have nothing to say to you. You have your proof. Just hope you have enough for that snake as well.
That doesn't make any... Right, that doesn't make any...
I should give more thought to that house search idea. Miss Katz.
Oh, I can't ask you for anything. Let me talk to... What's his name real quick?
Heard you have something interesting.
Oh, cuts. Good. Yes, but I don't even know where to start. Best see for yourself.
It wasn't filled out. What am I looking for?
Keep looking. Check the others.
So, this is a report against... Oh, it's like a cop.
Are they all empty?
And?
It's like a template.
Wait, is that a signature?
Keep going.
That's a different signature.
So?
They didn't sign off on false information.
They signed off on no information.
A list in blanco for the wardens to fill out however they wanted. A free ticket to cover up any murder. Any number of murders.
It's incredible. And no, actually, I can very much believe it. Of course that's what they do. Anytime a prisoner was killed for whatever reason, they had this. All that was needed was just to write a lie, and it's already certified. The guards, the administration, the judges, everyone was in on it. Everyone is complicit.
Kranich. Who's that? For some reason the name sounds familiar.
Not surprising. He has a law firm in Frankfurt. Bergmann, Kranich and Partner. It's quite well known. I actually got an offer from him.
Oh no.
But back in the day, he was actually a judge.
That was the same guy that her dad wanted her to get a job with. So you think he's better than Brower? He's just as bad.
Wait, Bergmann, Kranich and Partner?
Yes.
No, that's... Bergmann's my father's friend. I used to get Christmas gifts from him. My father wanted me to work for them.
Good thing you didn't. I don't know about Bergmann, but Kranich was clearly involved.
What about Judge von Stomp? Are any of these signed by him?
A couple. Just as empty as this one.
Is this the case for all of these reports? Were they all...
Free sign, cover up, highly illegal?
all of the above.
Hard to say at this point, to be honest, but I think it's quite likely.
Then what now?
Now I have to go to Poland.
I'm sorry, I don't think I heard you right.
That's where these files are from. Breslau. I need to talk to the man who found them. See if he can tell me anything more. If I'm lucky, he might even have some more of them. I also plan to interview a few of my potential witnesses there. I've run into some trouble trying to get them here, so... What's the saying? If the mountain won't come to Muhammad...
What can I say? Good luck.
Thanks. I'll need it. The flight is this Saturday. Sorry I won't be there to see you embarrass yourself in court. While I'm gone, I asked Paula to give you any files that would arrive for me.
Wait, wouldn't that mean you trust me?
Don't push it. Now, if you don't
Okay,
mind,
we got a little
there's
rapport
still a lot
going.
to do before I leave.
Right. Peters.
Guts. Wait! Thank you.
You're welcome.
Right. Good luck with your case, Guts.
Oh. I'm glad we talked to him, because that was actually important. Let's go talk to Bauer. I don't know whose house to search.
Miss Cutts. Good. I hope the investigation's proceeding apace.
I finished interviewing our last witness, Mr. Kirchmann.
Oh, please don't keep me in suspense. Did our military friend...
Yes and no. Not really.
Less helpful than I would have wished. Some interesting details, but I did hope for something more concrete. Especially with how much of a headache getting him to testify has been in the first place.
Yes, he did not make it easy on our Mrs. Fisher. Still, every testimony has its value, and I have full trust in your capability to find it. Very well, then. I assume the reason for your visit is the warrant we discussed. To have one of the witnesses' houses searched.
Yes, Mr. Bauer.
So I understand you have a finished theory on what had actually happened on the day of the arrest.
I'm just particularly interested in one of my witnesses. I suspect they know more than they let on.
I see. This is the only chance, Miss Cutts. We will not be able to get a warrant for another house search. I suggest you make sure your decision is the correct one.
Let me give it some more thought.
I'll give it some more thought then.
That's a great idea, Miss Cutts.
Yeah, because I'm actually not sure. So I just want to look at it a little bit longer. Because his story was so different. Because if we look at the blueprint, so on page 1, who called the police? We're saying that Becker called the police. And they weren't even at the house yet. The reason why we think it's Becker is because Grinwall said that she was with Anna in the room when the officers arrived, and she heard Emilia let them into the kitchen. Wagner said that they were let in by a pudgy girl, after which a tall man told us that he had reported the crime. Becker said that it was her and Kirchman who were in the kitchen when the officers arrived, and Kirchman thanked them for responding to the call. And then Kirchman said that Anna and Heidi and him were all in the room. No, Heidi and Anna were in Heidi's room, while he and Emilia were in the kitchen when the officers arrived. But we agree that she called. Okay, so who planted the suitcase? According to Kirchman, Becker did the suitcase. According to Becker, nobody did the suitcase. According to Wagner, he doesn't know who did anything with the suitcase. And Grunwald also said it was Emilia. So, I mean, we got two people saying that she put it there. Alright. for step 3, that's where it gets messy. Because it's like, okay, Wagner said that he searched the room. Becker said that the older officer searched the room. Kirchman said the younger one searched the room. So we have hit and miss. We have 2 people saying it's Wagner. Wagner and Kirchman said it's Wagner, but Becker and Grunwald say it's the older guy. So that's where we're stuck. Because, like, I'm not sure. Was it Wagner or was it Nowak who searched the room? So before we go further, we did get some hints. Did anyone see the suitcase in Anna's room? Now, for who searched the room and confiscated the suitcase, the person who searched for the suitcase must have left with it. I'm pretty sure it's Becca that made her a traitor. That's what's so... Let me go back to the case files. So, for searching the room, he got there and it was already too late. So, he doesn't know who did it. She claims that the older officer went into the room. He claims that the younger officer went into the room. And he claims he searched the room himself. So we have a lot of different stories with that, because it's like we're definitely missing something. So they were dispatched at 10:25 a.m. from an anonymous call. The charges were elevated, and that was due to Becker, and that the junior master required the administration of first aid. So to me, it's like he definitely did something, because why did you need first aid? And it says that she confessed after being recognized by the victim, which would have been Becker. They called her terrible, lazy, precocious. We don't have the mother's statement, but that's definitely a part of it. Now, going back and looking at the time log, we know Otto was the junior master, and he needed first aid after they delivered her. And it said that they both were known to be bullies. One was injured so bad that he hurt his wrist. And you can even see in the picture, Otto's wrist is taped up on October 20th, which was just days after this happened. So to me, he definitely hit her, because it's like, well, and we know it was a female caller, so it had to be Beck that called. Now, her log doesn't make a ton of sense. The soldier boy is back. He's friends with that Ka, which sounds like the girl's last name. But this is the actual day of the event. And see, her story is a bit different. Because she even says that Soldier Boy is taking up the phone. Why is he always here? And that was at 10:28. At 10:28, the boy is on the phone. So according to the neighbor, so the 10:28, Wolf is on the phone. And the phone is literally right outside the neighbor's door. So she would hear it. And then at 12:31, the police arrive. The police take her away. As a thief. And she gave a cigarette to a kind officer. Now, the kind officer is the younger. Well, they've both been considered kind. But she gave him a cigarette, which he accepted. I think they said the older one was a smoker. Gotta go back and figure out who's the smoker. But I gotta go back and look at the time. So, the call came in at 12:48. So that's where it gets confusing. Because for our call, the one ending in 11, reported incident. So 13:06 would be 1:06 in regular time. They're not using a 24-hour clock. So that's a different time. You see how the time doesn't line up? For a call about looting. But there was no call about looting. Now the call at 11:56 still wouldn't have added up. Okay, so we have a call. The first call about theft was a male call. Can I remove the bookmark? I can't see the number. Okay, so it ends in 02. So 02 is 10:25. That lines up because the neighbor just said, so it was a male caller. And this was call number ending in 2002. He called about an incident of theft following the bombing. He named the suspect apprehended, and she confessed to the crime. So that was him. So Wolf is the caller. And that lines up because if he called at 10:25, the old lady's notebook at 10:28 says that Wolf is on the phone again. So he called it in. And then at 12:31, they take her off. And she gives a cigarette to the kind officer. Now, which one was a smoker? Because that's the one we're messing up with. And it makes sense because the uncle said you were cruel. You thought you were going to be her savior, her hero. The girl's case is out of my hands. So it sounds like he's definitely responsible too. But she was responsible also. She wrote the note about that, about how she was a bad person and all this and that. And that wasn't true. The girl didn't have a criminal history and she wasn't a bad person. So it sounds like they're both guilty. I'm trying to find who was the smoker. Now you can see in the picture, the older guy with the glasses is the smoker. So it sounds like the older guy with the glasses, Nowak, took the suitcase out of the room. So he must have searched the room. So that kind of helps me put it together. So coming back over here, we're saying who searched the room? Nowak. Nowak searched the room. And he found the suitcase. Okay, so who made sure Anna was a traitor? That's the part that's not clear. Because it's like, well, did they both do it? Because, let me go back and fix number one. We're saying Kirkman is the... Can I get him to the phone? How do I get this man to the phone? How do I get this man to the phone? How do I get this man to the phone? How do I get this man to the phone? How do I get this man to the phone? How do I get this man to the phone? How do I get this man to the phone? How do I get this man to the phone? How do I get this man to the phone? How do I get this man to the phone? How do I get this man to the phone? How do I get this man to the phone? How do I get this man to the phone? How do I get this man to the phone? How do I get this man to the phone? How do I get this man to the phone? How do I get this man to the phone? How do I get this man to the phone? How do I get this man to the phone? How do I get this man to the phone? How do I get this man to the phone? How do I get this man to the phone? How do I get this man to the phone? How do I get this man to the phone? How do I get this man to the phone? How do I get this man to the phone? How do I get this man to the phone? How do I get this man to the phone? How do I get this man to the phone? How do I get this man to the phone? How do I get this man to the phone? How do I get this man to the phone? How What version are you giving me? You're saying that Kirkman's the caller. Yes. Or did they both call? I don't know who called. I feel like Kirkman called, but Becker did plant the suitcase. Because even Kirkman admitted to that. And then Nowak searched the room and confiscated it, and then he went into the hall and got a cigarette from the old lady. Now, who made sure that Anna was considered a traitor? It sounds like both of them. Or was it her? Because with his version, Kirkman was in the room. And she went to go get help. But according to Wagner, they both said something. But that doesn't line up. Wagner's story doesn't line up because he wasn't the one that was talking to them. Now, according to Becker, it was Kirkman that did all the accusing of terrible crime. Which kind of makes sense if they were working together. Because Nowak wasn't there, though. Because he would have left. No, he was there because he was holding the suitcase. So who beat Anna for the confession? Wagner. Which matches what Becker said. So, if I want to do the room investigation, it seems like it needs to be investigating into either Becker or Kirchman. It makes more sense to do Kirchman because I feel like he's not telling the truth about something. His timeline doesn't add up.
Ms. Cutts, reached a decision regarding the warrant?
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Bauer.
I think it needs to be Kirchman because he
Who should we get a warrant for?
he left out something.
I want Wolfgang Kirchmann searched. Anna Kazmarek's former boyfriend.
Let's see what comes of it.
And he was so angry and so adamant.
There's nothing left for me to do. I should have.
Oh, that was so stressful. I hope that was the right call. Because I was also torn between going to Becker's house again. But I think I have enough on Becker. I don't think I need anything else from her. Because her handwriting gave her away. She definitely wrote the note saying that the girl was evil and awful. Oh no, not me being in the newspaper. That's all bad. Okay, the outcome. So this is our last day, I guess. We're here. We're at work.
Miss Katz, they completed the search.
Okay.
Oh, and there's a new anonym phone. Sorry.
Oh, I need to check my room, I guess. Oh, no, I need to ask her about the search.
Did they find anything?
It would seem so. I'm told they found it in the top drawer of his nightstand. To think he still kept it after all these years.
Yeah, for sure.
I will. Thank you, Paula.
Okay, let me deal with that real quick.
Let's see about that anonym. More death threats is exactly what I need now.
We'll do...
This is nothing short of a confession. Why, who could have sent...
Dearest mother, dearest father, dearest God, I have no doubt, no, I am sure that this letter will never reach its destination. We are surrounded, the city lies in ruins, we hide in the citadel, and we wait for it all to end. I will die tonight, and if not tonight, then soon. The Russian bullets have made sure of that. I feel my life fading. Before I pass on from this world, there are things that are left unsaid. I will say them now. Father, mother, I wish I could have been a better son, more caring, more kind. Please forgive me. Emilia, Becker, I curse you. I curse your wretched life with my dying breath. I hope you never find happiness and joy again. I hope you die. I hope you suffer. Goodness. My Anna, I am sorry. I now know you could have never done all these dreadful things, but I believed her. What a fool I was. Do you remember when the bombs fell, when the city burned? I wish I had never escaped the flames. I wish I had never lived. I wish we had more time. I'm sorry, my beloved Anna. Soon I will be gone. I only wish there was a place for me where you are, but I know there is not. Farewell, Wolf Kirchman. So yeah, he believed the lies from his former friend, Emilia Becker, and he made the call. You should prepare the blueprint for trial. Mr. Bauer wants to see you once you're done with the case. Gonna skip the newspaper today. So knowing that, it seems like they both called her a traitor. Because he said only Emilia did it. Wagner said they both did it. But we know it wasn't Wagner that found the suitcase. It was the other one. We don't have Nowak's testimony. Was it Kirch? That's the part that I think I'm stuck on. Was it Kirchman or Becker that said she was, or both, who said that she was a traitor? And then we know for sure Wagner beat her because there's broken wrist in the picture. So I don't know if it's both of them or just one of them. But I'm not going to worry about it. Oh, what is that? No, of course not.
Not at all. Don't worry.
Good. I'm glad. I know how hectic those last moments of a case can be. I wanted to wish you good luck. I've kept my ear out about your case, and it's a tough one. I'm impressed with how well you have been handling it. Impressed and a little bit worried.
Why are you worried?
See, honestly, you're smarter than this. It's one thing to go after NSDAP like last time, but the police. An officer in active duty, no less. Not to even mention the military man, Kirchmann, was it? You're not making yourself many friends with this case. But before you start, I'm not saying you shouldn't be doing this. I'm just worried.
I have a question for you. What about your crooked? You wanted me to take the job with that other law firm, and they're Nazi too.
Actually, wait. I have a question.
Yes.
It's about Bergman, Kranich, and partner.
Is it now? That's unexpected.
Absolutely not.
It's a bit late, but I'm sure I can talk to them.
I found something. Something bad.
Stop.
But
No, stop. Whatever it is, I take it. It's from one of your investigations, yes?
Yes.
unfortunately,
Then it's confidential. I can't be hearing any of it. I don't want to be hearing any of it. Are we understood?
Fine.
yes. Yes, we are.
Good. And I'm sorry for raising my voice. I'm proud of you, Essie. You know that?
You've been saying that a lot lately. Is everything alright?
Yes, of course. I've simply come to realize I've never said it enough, and I should have. I'm proud of you, and nothing can change that.
Her dad's being sus.
Alright. Now to see what Mr.
Because when I tried to tell you the truth, you're like, oh, I can't hear that. It's confidential. No, you already knew.
Miss Cutts, thank you for coming. I understand the case.
Yes, it is.
Yes, Mr. Bond.
That's good to hear. Miss Cutts, I won't dance around the topic. I have an important question for you. Why are you here?
I don't understand.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
You've always known this job would not be easy or grateful. And by now you're sure to have noticed that what you knew didn't even begin to cover it. People hate you. They want to see you fail. Celebrate every hurdle in your path, curse, and discredit hardly an inciting prospect for a promising lawyer of your intellect. And, let's face it, one left with the connections of your father. With all the options open to you, why did you choose to join the most hated man in Frankfurt?
It's the right thing to do.
As you said yourself, it's the right thing to do.
And for me, that remains true. But is it for you, Miss Kutz? Is it really?
Yes.
I had this friend growing up. Her name was Lotte. Charlotte Lang.
And she was Jewish.
The Langs were our neighbors. Lived on the ground floor across the street. Had the entire floor to themselves. They were bankers before the war, before the racial laws. Our families were close. Mr. Lang studied together with my father, and they used to partner in some business. Lotte was the same age as me. Our parents knew each other, we were both girls, and we lived right next door. Was it even possible for us to not end up as friends? It sounds stupid now, talking about a friendship between children, but we were close, like sisters.
But it didn't last.
I don't remember when things changed. Not exactly. You don't really see those things when you're a kid. Slowly, our parents became weird around each other. Different. Then the Nuremberg laws happened.
Were enacted.
My mother, she forbade me from suing Lotte. That she has a bad influence. That I shouldn't associate with her element. We got into an argument. No, that's not right. I had a tantrum. I was 8, so any sort of lift from me was a tantrum.
And did you stop?
No, not at first. Not for a while. We tried to keep together. Mostly at school, away from our parents. Then our classmates started fostering. Then the older and younger kids, teachers. And little by little, I abandoned her. Other than me, she'd never had many friends. With me gone, she was alone. It was hard at first. It hurt. Lotte was my friend, and I left her. I knew it was wrong, but I still did. I was angry, embarrassed. With my mother, with the teachers, with everyone, including myself. But again, little by little, as time passed, that's the worst part. It became normal. I remember one time a few years later, I was on my way back from school. Wasn't far from home, just the next street over. I heard it before I saw it. 3 older boys from school in Hitlerjugend uniforms. And Lotte, you can guess what they did. She was on the floor. They kicked her on the alley, spit on her, called her. I was there. I should have said something, done something.
But you didn't.
No, she didn't.
They noticed me, confronted me. Confronted. No, that's rich. They didn't even have to threaten me. I ran away anyway. I didn't see her after that. Not until the night. The dogs woke me up. They started barking as soon as the clock pulled in. It was the middle of the night. 2 or 3 in the morning. I saw them from my window, lining up in front of the house. They kicked the door in. I heard it, they mowed like animals. Like fish. Lotte was the last one. I know how it sounds, but before disappearing into the van, just a moment, she turned towards me. As if she knew I was there.
I see. Miss Kutz, would you say then that this work, what we're doing here, is personal for you?
so.
A pity. I must say, I find that disappointing. Miss Katz, I cannot overstate this enough. This isn't and cannot be about you. Or about me, for that matter. Or Mr. Peters, Miss Fisher, Mr. Woolwood, anybody here. Nor should it be about your friend, as tragic as her story is. We are not heroes. Our goal isn't to avenge, heal, or redeem neither the dead nor the living. Our task, our duty, is much greater than that. We are prosecutors, and what we do is we see justice done. We make sure that all actions have consequences. That's the only way we can stop all of this from happening again. That is why I want to see you in court tomorrow, not to make it up to your friend, not to ease your guilty conscience, not even to give Miss Kazmirek or her family their closure. The one reason you should stand in that courtroom tomorrow is to see justice done, to uphold the law, because that is our duty.
I need to prepare for court, but I think I am.
Miss Katz, are you done with the case?
Yeah.
As ready as I'll be.
Isn't that always the truth? I'll start writing the indictment to send tomorrow. In the meantime, I'm still here for a few hours, just in case you want to change anything. Thank you, Lord, for Mr. Bauer's stance on overtime pay.
There's nothing left for me to do. I should call it a day.
Peter, I think, is gone. Okay, we're going to court.
It's time.
I hope I'm more prepared this time than the last time, because I was not ready last time.
Order. This court is now in session. Judge Ernst Braun presiding, considering the case of Anna Kazmirek. Speaking for the prosecution, counsel Esther Katz. Representing the defendants Wagner and Becker, counsel Rudolf Schramm. And counsel Sigmund Hauptner, representing the defendants Grunewald and Kirchmann. I ask the prosecution to present their theory. Ms. Katz, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Anna Kazmirek was a barely 19-year-old girl who had just lost everything she could call hers. She was the only daughter of a sickly widow and the only one who could provide for both of them. She had friends, she had a boyfriend. She had dreams, hopes. She had a future. We are not here today to debate the accusations against her or the possibility of her guilt. We are here because of the crimes against her. On the morning of October 20th, 1944, two officers of the Schutzpolizei arrived at the temporary lodgings of Anna Kazmirek. The reason behind their visit was an anonymous phone call made earlier that same morning. The caller had reported a theft, naming Miss Kazmirek as the perpetrator.
Now we're going to say it's Kirkman.
This caller was none other but the accused Wolf Kirchmann, the girl's boyfriend.
What?
Leaving his motivation aside for the moment, it is because of his call that the police became interested in the victim. Because of his accusations. Anna Kazmirek was tortured and killed because Wolfgang Kirchmann reported her to the police.
That's right. He wanted to get rid of her.
What? I knew it. You're just the same as the rest of those
Order.
Objection, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Hauptner.
A According to Mr. Kirchmann, the person to make the call was the accused Emilia Becker, who, as we learned from our witnesses, made no secret of her distaste for the victim. Having learned of the crime, Mrs. Becker did what she believed was right. She called the police to inform them of her suspicions,
Mr. Chairman, I have to...
which in itself does not constitute a criminal act. So I must ask, why should we consider the prosecution's theory of more probable?
Objection sustained. Unless Ms.
Yes.
Katz can...
Certainly, Mr. Chairman.
So what we're going to use to prove it is we're going to try to draw a conclusion. Now, I haven't been great at those, but what we do have is we have the call log about the disturbance. We have a copy of the call number and the time that it came in, and then we have the time match from the they received an anonymous call at 10:25, which reported the thief. So if you, what we're saying is at 10:25, which is call number 441-02-0002, which is a male caller who reported the incident of theft following the bombing. That makes sense, right?
The call in question has been recorded under the number 4410200002 and was made at 10:25. According to the police documentation, the caller was male, leaving us with just one suspect.
What?
The accused, Wolfgang Kirchmann.
You've
Yeah,
proven
'cause-
your point, Ms. Katz. Objection
Yeah, because he definitely did it.
You piece of shit.
Miss Grunewald, this is a court of law.
Tragedy. Tragedy.
Nah, we're not letting you off the hook either,
Let's
Missy.
proceed. Miss Katz.
During the interrogation of Ms. Kazmarek, the officers recovered a suitcase hidden in a room. It matched the description of the stolen items provided in the phone call. As you have heard, however, some of the witnesses claim that said suitcase was planted.
We're saying that Becker did the planting.
It is the prosecution's belief that this was the case. Taking advantage of the chaos created by the officers, the accused Emilia Becker entered the victim's room and placed there the would-be stolen suitcase.
I saw her do it. Becca, you snake.
Order. Order.
Objection. Mr. Chairman, nobody had to hide anything. The officers found the suitcase in Miss Kazmirek's room because Miss Kazmirek hid it there. We must not forget that she was found guilty. She confessed to her crime. Surely Miss Katz isn't trying to deny that.
Miss Katz, your response? Is there anything...
Certainly.
Okay, so now we're trying to prove that she planted it. Okay, so that's going to be a little bit harder for us to prove. The reason why we think that she planted the suitcase, it's a harder one to prove because it's like, you know, now we know what's in the suitcase. She claims she's the victim. We have the character witness statement. I gotta read the transcript again. I don't know how to prove it. That she planted it. Other than the witness statements that I have. Because we have Heidi's statement saying that it was planted. And we have the other guy's statement saying it was planted. He said the same thing. But I don't know how to prove it was planted. So we never found a group photograph. No, I don't need proof of that. I want this as proof that the girl had a history of moving stuff around. Because we even have the old woman's report that even her stuff has gone missing. But I can't prove anything else. And even she thought that she was the thief. I don't know if that's going to make sense, though.
I don't see how this serves
I
as
know.
evidence for your
I don't think
claims.
that it...
Please continue, Miss Cutts.
Halfway through their interrogation, one of the officers left for the victim's room and searched it for the suitcase in question. It is possible that, having found it, this officer could have left the building, placing him away from the crime scene for the events that followed.
Okay, so we're going to say that Nowak did it.
The officer in question was the deceased Klaus Novak.
Objection. According to Mr. Wagner, he was the one who searched the room. Why has the prosecution decided to distrust the words of an officer of the law?
Miss Cutts?
Yeah.
Gladly.
The reason why we don't trust him and that we think he's the one that searched it. Oh, I need her... Wait, can I go back? I don't need a conclusion, sorry. I just need one document. So the old woman... said that...
Mr. Novak has been recognized as the officer who searched the room by multiple witnesses, including one we haven't heard from, Mrs. Hausler, a neighbor of the victim. She had seen and talked with him as he left the scene with the suitcase in hand.
Misremembered that.
Misremembered. Indeed. Mr. Sharp, your objection is overruled. Miss Cutts, if you would.
Okay.
Here, I need to bring your attention to the crime Anna Krasmirek was sentenced for, that of looting, treason. Yet, as we've heard, the charges the officers had arrived to investigate were merely of theft. how did this change? When did theft become looting?
We're saying that both of them accused her.
It was because of the words of Emilia Becker.
Oh, finally, that's right.
Mrs. Grunewald, I warn you.
Following the retrieval of the suitcase, Mrs. Becker approached the officers and offered a clarification. She claimed the suitcase in question was hers.
I did not.
And had been taken from the ruins of her bombed house, a voluntary evacuated building.
That's right. I heard her say it.
It is the prosecution's position that she knew this would qualify the supposed crime as looting, branding Ms. Kazmarek a traitor.
This is madness.
Mrs. Becker did so fully aware of how harsh the verdict would be.
Objection. Why has the prosecution chosen to ignore the testimony of Mrs. Becker? She states clearly that it was Wolfgang Kirchmann who told the officers the suitcase had been looted rather than stolen. That because of him, Miss Kazmirek's charges were elevated to those of looting and treason.
Miss Guts, can you...
Certainly.
Yeah, I think the reason why we could say that Anna defamed her we could either use Wolf's testimony, we can use this, Does that support what we said? So what am I trying to prove again? We'll submit this.
In her diary, Mrs. Becker claimed to have seen Miss Kazmarek during the act of the supposed looting.
Oh, for the love of God.
As you can see, she referred to the victim as a Polak, in light of her mother's descent, the topic of which would later be used to justify the harshness of her verdict. Mrs. Becker, may I add, remains the only person claiming to have seen Miss Kazmarek commit any crime.
Thank you, Miss...
And you know what? I do it again.
Mrs. Becker.
Are you all blind? Are you idiots? So what if the damn suitcase wasn't mine? So what if I embellished it a little bit? She wasn't some innocent angel, you idiots. That damn Polak was a thieving, manipulating whore.
Order. This is a court of law,
Oh,
not some
I love that.
supermarket, and you will behave accordingly, Mrs. Becker. The same goes for you, Mrs. Grunewald. Now, let the record show that the prosecution has proven their accusation, and that the accused has admitted to it. Miss Katz, proceed to your next point.
Well, the final one.
The final question remains. Today we've heard from 4 witnesses whose recollections of the events varied, to say the least. Yet, they all shared a common point. One event on which all witnesses agreed. Anna Kazmarek did not confess of her own will. Anna Kazmarek was tortured.
Right, and we're going to say that Wagner beat her.
She was beaten by the accused Otto Wagner, who inflicted significant bodily harm upon the girl, repeatedly assaulting her until she admitted her guilt. She was forced to give a confession that would satisfy the officer without regard for its veracity.
Objection.
Let's hear it.
The only witness claiming to have seen the perpetrator after the beating is Mr. Kirchmann, and from his testimony, it is abundantly clear that he was not of his right mind. It is the defense's opinion that the testimony of Otto Wagner presents a more plausible course of events. It was the defendant's partner and superior, Klaus Nowak, who tortured the victim.
Miss Katz, if you...
Okay, now this one's going to be the doozy. So how we're going to prove it is we're going to try to make a conclusion. Now, we be reaching with these. So we're going to use the picture of him at the bar with the broken wrist. Or not broken, but injured. wrist. We're going to use the testimony that they both were very violent. After the case, it was told that they beat up a girl so bad he injured his wrist. And then we're going to use the case file where it even said that he needed medical care after he brought the girl in. So that's not a good point, because it's like, why do you need medical care?
In this photo, you can see an officer with bruises on his hands, which would match those you could get by, for example, beating somebody up. This officer is none other than the accused Otto Wagner, and the photo was taken on the day of Ms. Kazmarek's arrest. Mr. Novak, who is also present in the center of the photo, has no such marks.
Very well. I consider your claims proven.
But I had to. She wouldn't admit it. She just wouldn't. She was guilty. She was. I was just doing the right thing.
I've heard enough. All rise. This court has reached the following verdict. In the case of the defendant Wolfgang Kirchmann,
Hauptmann.
Yes, Hauptmann Wolfgang Kirchmann, born March 17th, 1924, residing at Buschstraße 34, Bonn, for the crime of deprivation of liberty resulting in death. This court finds the defendant not guilty.
How? He made the call.
As the prosecution proved, Ms. Kazmarek was arrested due to the report made by the defendant. However, as the theory was presented, there is no indication of this being a criminal act. Hauptmann Kirchmann's actions were simply to report a suspected crime. In doing so, he did not break any laws, neither contemporary nor present. Hauptmann Kirchmann, you are discharged. Next in the case of the defendant Emilia Becker, born December 4th, 1924, residing at Kaiserstraße 11, Brunswick. The defendant is found guilty of the crime of murder through indirect perpetration.
What?
Considering the prosecution's proof, no other verdict can be justified. Anna Kazmarek's death was a direct result of the defendant's premeditated actions and knowingly false testimony.
No. This isn't possible. I did nothing wrong.
Defendant Emilia Becker, you are hereby sentenced to life imprisonment. And lastly, in the case of defendant Otto Wagner, born February 23rd, 1918, residing at Georg Westermann Allee 75, Brunswick, for the crime of assault for coercion of confession, this court finds the defendant guilty.
No.
The prosecution has proven beyond reasonable doubt that it was in fact Mr. Wagner, and Mr. Wagner alone.
I had to. I had to do it.
Who forced the victim to give her confession through torture. Defendant Otto Wagner, you are hereby sentenced to 3 years in prison. This court is adjourned.
I mean, we did better. So 80% resolved. We got 88 for the investigation and 99 for the interrogation. I was surprised that he got off. I feel like that was a something there. Yeah, I'm going to read the real case because I'm not going to go back. Okay, 3 days after the bombing of the city, Emilia Becker filed a complaint about stolen property that she had hidden before the air raid. In her complaint, she named Anna, as an acquaintance in whom she was in conflict, as a suspect. 2 days later, Officer Otto Wagner and Klaus Nowak of the Protective Police arrived at Anna's temporary lodgings where they interrogated her. She was beaten and forced to provide a confession. A confession perfectly matched the events as outlined by Emilia Becker's complaint and was significantly different from the actual events, which would be confirmed by multiple witnesses decades later. Within 24 hours, based solely on her confession, Anna was charged and tried with looting under the Ordinance Against Public Enemies, commonly called the People's Pest Law. Despite her lack of previous criminal history, the absence of any evidence or collaborating testimony, and the positive impression she left on the court, Anna was found guilty and sentenced to death. During the trial, none of the available witnesses for the defense were called, and no attempt to question Anna's confession was made. On November 23, 1944, at 2:07 p.m., Anna was executed by guillotine in Wolfenbüttel. In the years 1952 to 1966, there was 5 attempts made to overturn Anna's verdict. All were unsuccessful. It would only be in 1991 that Anna's case was reopened for the first time. For the first time, witnesses on whom the previous courts refused to call were allowed to testify. They all confirmed Anna's innocence. On March 29, 1991, almost 47 years after her execution, Anna was acquitted. There was no condemnation of the original trial. All names used in the game have been changed. All similarities with real persons bearing these names are purely coincidental, but this story remains true and is one of many. And that's a shame. So we got 4 out of 5 for the court procedures. We got 7 out of 6 for the interrogation skills. I don't know how you can get 7 out of 6. It looks like an 8. Interrogation skills were based on when you interrupted witnesses and brought the right documents, and then 97 out of 98 for investigative skills.
I'm told that year's Christmas at the Wolfenbüttel Women's Prison was quite an event for the incarcerated. It was in no small regard due to the exemplary work of Inez Becker, who volunteered to help organize it. This sort of activism would take up most of her time, as she took it on herself to return the women there to the Lord. To say Mr. Wagner cried at the verdict as laughably lenient as it was, would be an understatement. He bawled, like a little boy. He claimed he was told that she was guilty, that without a confession she'd get away with it, that it had to be done. That's what they all did. It had to be right. And all Otto Wagner ever wanted was to do right. There seemed to be no emotion on Mr. Kamer's face as the verdict was pronounced. While the room got filled with angry shouts and insults, refusals, denials, he simply stood up, silent, and left. He said goodbye to the city on the same day, taking the evening train south back to Bavaria, where his duty awaited. But it would only be 3 days before we'd hear of him once more. It was the house cleaner who found him in the office on the 2nd floor of his house, in full dress uniform fallen on top of his military decorations, carefully laid out on the desk. The pistol, already cold, still in his hand. He left no letter. Mrs. Grunewald and Mr. Hans were quick to celebrate the verdict, quick and loud. They ended up having to be escorted out of the court. But Mrs. Theresa Hans didn't join in their enthusiasm. Yes, some justice for Anna was achieved. That's true. After all, justice was not what she had wanted. What she had really wanted was the impossible. Her daughter back. Why are we here? Why do we pick at these old wounds? Why don't we let the past be? It is because it would be too easy to choose to forget, to ignore, to stay silent. And isn't that how we got here in the first place? Acceptance by silence. The silence of the people, who all partook in the system that killed them. A system they created and agreed to. They lived in it, obeying, upholding, and empowering its rules. A system that without them couldn't exist. Yes, we cannot undo what has already happened. We cannot undo Miss Kaczmarek's death, but we must learn from it. To choose the truth and not the lie. Justice, not injustice. right instead of wrong. So no other girl shares the fate of Anna Kaschner.
That was a hard one. This is the epilogue, but I don't know that I want to start it. I'm gonna save just to make sure. And then I'm gonna discontinue here. That was a pretty heavy portion and, you know, pretty long video, so I'm gonna discontinue, but I'm glad we got some justice for Anna. I'm also not sad that Wolfgang ended up committing suicide. He was the main catalyst. As you see, his call was the reason why the police got there. If it wasn't for his call, they may have never come. So you kind of got the ball rolling, and that led to her death. Even though he was being lied to and had wrong information from Miss Becker, he shouldn't have called the police. What did he hope was going to happen? You know, I don't quite understand his logic. And obviously he felt quite guilty about it at the time. That's why he wrote that note when he thought he was going to die in the air raid, because he felt bad even then. So it's like, well, you knew you were doing the wrong thing and you still did it. So what did you think was going to happen? But thanks so much for watching, and I will have the finale in the next part.